building up texture in your book on your pages that you can impress objects into. You can cut out niches for windows that are inset so you can put thicker objects in there. But this is the part that I wanted to talk to you about, is the building up the texture on your pages. You can purchase the light molding paste by Golden's or modeling paste by Liquitex, or you can go to your household department, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, and buy patch and paint. It's really light, so it's stays on well on your pages, and scrape into that. This is like $14. This one, Liquitex, is like $13. And this one's $3.97. So up to you. I like to use a lot of this kind of thing on large canvases and large boards, so it works out better for me. One coat with a palette knife, spread it around, then scrape into it, or put your objects into it that you want to create your texture, and let it dry completely. Then use some gesso to seal it on there. You can make your own gesso, or you can buy your pre-made gesso. Give it a coat of gesso and let that dry completely before painting it. Liquitex Basics Gesso. This will seal your page so that it no longer absorbs water. That'll keep it relatively flat. Try and get it in the cracks there. You can also add texture with your gesso if it's real thick. Okay, this is the paint over the paint and patch material that's now dry. And I wanted to point out to you before I move on is when you take a brush and you brush over the texture but it doesn't go in the cracks, the sgraffito here, it'll stay light and then the top surface will stay dark. So you have to work a lot harder to get the dark paint down in the cracks if that's where you want it. But if you like the lighter color standing out against the darker color, then you want to try to keep your brush on the surface as you're painting to create that sgraffito effect. It's time to have a little bit of fun with our dried paint and patch. Several different recycled pieces of things that were around the house to squish into the paint and patch so that I could get a whole bunch of textures, and now I get to have some fun painting them and making them interesting. Pretty happy with this page. It has the paint and patch on it, and then I've painted it with several layers, and I really like the abstract quality of it and the texture, so I think I'm just going to throw in one transfer with gel that's a repeating pattern as well, so it repeats my texture that has multiple patterns of the same thing. So I've chosen an image of my grandfather that has a repetition of 4 of them, and I'm going to put them right there because there's sort of a circular thing here happening. It's almost a heart shape, I just noticed. So I think I'm going to put them right here with gel and transfer that there. This could get tricky since it's a really textured surface, so I'm using some regular gel. Because remember, the heavier the object, the thicker the gel you want. And the same kind of goes with the texture. The thicker the texture is that you're trying to get the transfer to go onto, the heavier you need the gel to be so that it fills up the space where the image is being transferred to. Okay, so I think, and even if it doesn't come out all the way, I kind of like that because the quality that makes it sort of ethereal that you get when it doesn't completely transfer, I think is more attractive than to have something that's really noticeable and stands out, especially when you are working on something that's abstract that sort of fades into other things. So to me, that quality is what I like about it. Okay, so I have the 4. I'm going to try to line his feet up on that edge. And I'm going to kind of smash it down there pretty good so that it gets nice and wet. Kind of smooth it out. Wipe off the excess that's hanging out there. And I purposely left this corner so that I know that there's no stuff under it, so I can grab it and pull it up. And anytime you're using heavy gel on something, it's going to make it sticky when you open and close your book. So it's important that you use a sealer when you're done, and we'll go over that at the end. But just to let you know that if you don't seal your pages and you use a lot of gel, that your pages are going to stick together because it's kind of a soft, squishy substance.